Hi. So here I am, still alive, and I know you're probably like, oh, super surprised to see that, oh my gosh, Michelle's actually making a video again. But here I am. So I know I'm gonna have to address two elephants in the room. First of all, where have I been? I haven't been anywhere. Just down here in Florida, living the life. Just living my life. Living it and loving it. But I've just been busy. And I've just been trying to rework some ideas for this channel. I'll be honest, I was getting pretty bored with the content I was putting out. It was turning into more of a diary for me to look back on in the future. And I just wasn't happy with where the channel was going. So I took a much needed break. In that time period, we had Caitlin's wedding, the oldest daughter. So once we get those photos back, I will be sure to make a wedding video. It was incredible. It was a pretty lavish wedding, so there was a lot of work involved. And honestly, I would not have had time to pick up the camera during the last 6 to 8 weeks leading up to that event. In fact, the day of the wedding, I didn't even pick up my own camera. I don't have any pictures from the wedding that I took myself. Candid shots, nothing. I was just so in the moment, which is a really, really good thing. And I look back now and I'm like, I can't even show anybody one picture from the day of the event. But other people that were there have posted stuff on Facebook. So I have been able to steal other people's pictures, save them to my phone and show them off. But once we get the professional portraits back, and she also took candids besides staged pictures, I'll be sure to do a video. So that's kind of just where I've been. Again, just a little bit of boredom, a little bit of not knowing where I want the channel to go, and a little bit of busyness. So that's the one elephant. The second elephant is this. Yeah, no, I haven't been in a bar fight. I'm not a battered wife. I've heard all the stories. So all this was I had to have surgery done under my eyelid. And it was pretty extensive. I was in an operating room and they had to remove what turned out to be something called a hydrocystoma. But because of where it was, which was literally, I don't know if you can see, I still am red. I still have one stitch that's the same color as my skin that has not come out. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks. So this is just left over from that. This actually looks really, really good. About 5 days after it was done, oof, I looked like I had Halloween makeup on. I was swollen and the whole area was just black and purple. And so actually, I'm looking good. Although this is spooky season. This is spooky season. I love spooky season. It's currently Monday, the 9th of October. So we are in full swing Halloween mode here. Seems weird because there's no leaves falling off the trees here. That just does not happen. You can't put a pumpkin outside. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be rotten within 2 days. So no pumpkins outside, no corn mazes, no walking through pumpkin patches. That's not a thing here in Florida. I'm not complaining because that's the way I prefer it. So they're the two elephants out of the room, where I've been. So now, where am I going from here? So during this time period of taking the break and going through some things mentally as to what direction I want the channel to go, as well as my own existence, my own life, because I've achieved my goal of getting back to Florida and becoming settled and comfortable with staying here, and everybody back in Pennsylvania is comfortable and they're doing their own thing. So that goal is done, but now I need to set some new goals. So that's what I've been processing, just that internal and mental direction. So I took some time and I'm going to look down because I do have some stuff I've written down that I'm not gonna read it, but I need to just kind of refer back to it. So what I The one concept that I have come up with was, I'm in my 50s. I'm going to be 54 this month. So I'm not one of the young YouTubers. And those of you that have been following me for a while know all this. But in case I have some newer ones, and I actually did gain a subscriber like 2 days ago. I'm thinking, I haven't put out a video in weeks or months. And I still get a subscriber, which is good, I love it. I want to see this channel grow and thrive. And that's kind of direction that I want the channel to go, is talking about us as humans, not just existing, but growing and thriving. I don't know that I'm going to change the name of the channel yet, if at all. But kind of the theme that I'm going for is, I don't want to call it a slogan either. What do I call it? I'm not going to call it anything. We're just going to say it. Enough, but more. Understanding the concept of we are enough, being enough, but wanting more for ourselves. So here's where I'm going to have to refer down to the notes that I wrote. So I firmly believe that it is good for us as human beings to want more. And I don't say that in a hoarding or like in a manner of hoarding things or a selfish way. But I believe it is good for us to want to thrive and not just exist. Like, I understand good self-image, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am enough. I am enough as I stand here in front of this camera. I get it. I know I am. And I firmly believe that. But I also believe that it's okay for me to want more. And that can be, that can go into multiple areas of your life. And I wrote down some examples. For example, your physical body. I can look at myself in the mirror and say, I'm not perfect, but I'm enough. I'm okay as I am. But I know it's still okay for me to say, but I want to do better. I want to change something. I want to make certain areas smaller, or maybe certain areas tighter, or maybe certain areas not so tinsel-like. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting something more or different for our physical bodies. Also, our relationships. Your relationships with your significant other, with your friends, with your family members, with your co-workers, your home, your surroundings. Looking at your home and saying, you know, I'm content, I'm happy here, but there's some things I might want to improve, upgrade, make prettier, things like that. How about education? I'm a high school diploma. I'm also the equivalent of an associate's degree based on the post-high school education that I had at a technical college. They called that a diploma as well that I received, but just because I didn't have gen ed courses, they can't give you an associate's, but what I've had based on my major is the equivalent of an associate's degree. It's enough for me, but it doesn't mean I want to stop learning. Just something as simple as learning a new skill, watching a YouTube video. Nothing wrong with that. Wanting to try something new, wanting to not just be complacent and just existing. Things like your job. Maybe you're happy where you are in your job. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you are fortunate enough to be retired. I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever be. But am I okay where I'm at with my job? Or do I want to change positions within a company? Do I want a different job? Do I want to just climb as far as I can climb just to be able to make more money? Again, personal decisions, but it's okay to want that. And then last, your finances. Hopefully everybody's making enough money to pay their bills, but is that enough for you? If it's enough, that's great. But what's wrong with wanting more? Nothing. So that's kind of where I'm leaning toward going with the future of the channel. And I've always been someone who's believed that if you're not growing, you're stagnant. Kind of like, you know, think of a plant. You buy a plant and you bring it home and you feed it and you water it and you watch it grow. But then it gets to the point where it's grown and you don't want it to get any bigger because you're going to have to move it outside because it's going to overtake the house. And I had a plant that did that. I had a palm plant that literally grew to the ceiling and then started going across the ceiling. And it was like, ugh, now what? It's enough. I can't. So then, well, I would have had to move it outside and then continue to water it and stuff so that it kept growing. I ended up giving it to somebody with an open loft ceiling. Anyway, boy, that went off on a tangent. But if I would have kept that plant in the house and I would have said, okay, it can't grow anymore, I would have stopped watering it and feeding it, and then what would have happened? It wouldn't just exist, it would die. And I think that's kind of how we are as humans. If we're not growing, we're just going to start to die. And I know, circle of life, we're all going to die eventually, but I'm not ready yet. And I'm ready to keep expanding myself. So this channel is going to be geared more toward helping people level up their lives. That's a term that's used a lot nowadays, leveling up. People are leveling up their eating, their fitness game, just their general way of life, just taking it up a notch. And that's what I want to do. So I'm going to gear the videos to more specific things. My videos before I stopped were more like vlog style, where you were just seeing highlights of my life, which is great, again, for me later on in life, if I want to watch what I did at some point. But it wasn't anything that I was putting out that was going to help anybody else, if that makes sense. So I came up with, I've been busy. Look at all these. Those are all ideas for future videos. There's probably like 40 there of different things. And I'm not going to read them all to you now, but I'll just spit out a couple. Like, I'll still do shopping hauls. I'll maybe doing something like leveling up your body movement. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to jog. Just different things you can do to move your body to keep it flexible and in a good condition to help you live a longer life. Maybe a video on self-care, how to take care of our body, how to take care of our mental health, establishing an AM routine, establishing a PM routine, which is something that I have done in the last probably month and a half now. I've been working very, very hard in establishing a routine for getting out of bed and what I do as soon as I get up, and then that last hour before I go to bed. So again, just a few examples. So I'm going to still throw in vlog content here and there. Nothing's changed as far as my family dynamic goes. Still married to my high school sweetheart. Still living with Caitlin and her new husband now, Ryan. Tia and Matt are still down here. So it's still our little family of 6 down here doing our thing with a Chihuahua. So yeah, all that is still the same. So I'll still throw in the vlog stuff here and there so you can see everybody and see how we are. But is that all I wanted to tell you today? So yes, that's my goal. I'm not going to set up a schedule as to when I'm going to put content out because it's all going to be based on when do I have the house to myself to film. With 4 adults and a dog in this house, there are times when it's just impossible to pick up the camera. Now, everybody's work schedules are pretty crazy, so I definitely will be able to find time to film things. I'll still put out cooking videos, things like that. So again, that's my goal. Specific videos with a common theme, not just trying to film random things to fill up a half hour. So the videos might not be half hour long. They might just be 10 minutes. They might be 20 minutes. They might be all over the place. But that's the direction that the channel's going to head. So what I'm trying to do is just build a community here of like-minded individuals who don't want to just live, but want to thrive. And I want to see the channel grow. I do. I want to see the channel grow and for people to communicate and become, you know, friends if you live in a close area of each other. So, you know, start letting comments so people can, you know, comment on your stuff. Not so much comments for me, but comments to reach out to many other people. I am on Facebook. I do a lot of posting on Facebook and in Facebook stories. And I always have the link in my videos of my Facebook name, which is just my name, Michelle Cutlip Ritz. And then I also post on Instagram regularly. And that is the same as my YouTube channel name, which is Ourritzlife. So make sure you follow me there. So go ahead and get ready, because I'm going to be putting out more videos finally. So if you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified every time I put up a video, just hit the little bell in the corner and you'll get a notification as to when a video is put up. And I look forward to talking via computer with you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.